you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
Uh,
me?
yeah, we can hear you. You're welcome, ma. It's good to see you. It's good to have you here.
It's good to see you. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
I'm part of your family now. I'm part of the Cretan family. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yes,
Okay, am I
ma'am.
visible for everybody can see me? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My wonderful MD, CEO Dio, your gorgeous wife, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. So I have an hour or 45 minutes, I think, to talk about soft skills with regard to your theme, career transitioning into tech and cybersecurity upskilling, strategies for emerging opportunities. Yes, soft skills. I I I truly believe soft skills is critical. It is so important in everything we do. It's a need. It's a need. You have requirements, you have electives when you're doing your university degree course. This is a requirement. Soft skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are non-technical skills that actually enhance an individual's ability to interact and work with others. So people skills. You must be able to interact, work with people, be a people person. It's critical. Social skills, relatability, it's very important in everything in life. They're essential in every and any profession or workplace. At home, at work, soft skills are key. And the importance of soft skills can never ever be overemphasized or overstated. I'll share some of the soft skills I think are important for you to know. Number one is communication skills, ability to communicate. We say the whole objective of communication is to get people to respond to you, not react. So when you're talking about communication, it's a very ambiguous topic. Under communication, you have emotional intelligence. That was a buzzword many years ago. And now it still is because you need to be emotionally intelligent to be able to communicate effectively, communicate to get results, not just open your mouth and blah. Communication with an objective. Because every time you open your mouth, you must have an objective. There must be something you want to achieve. Otherwise, it's a waste of your time, and the person you're communicating with, it's a waste of their time. I'm very passionate about communication because I believe there are so many areas. I talked about emotional intelligence. Assertiveness is another part of communication. NLP, neuro linguistic programming, is another part of communication. IT is another part of communication. Nobody can really cover it all because it's so wide. I would just like to talk interpersonal skills is another part of communication, which is the ability to listen, between personal persons, relationship between persons. And that's something that we still struggle with. I every day just observe how people communicate, and you'll find that we need to really raise the bar in our communication. Ability to listen. In these times we live in these climes, you must choose to listen. One of my quotes is, we're not born to listen, we're born to hear. Listening is hard work. End of quote. We are not born to listen, we are born to hear. Listening is hard work. It's very hard work to listen because we just don't listen. We have two ears, one mouth. So listen more and talk less. Am I still audible, everyone? Just wave or something if I'm still audible, Ruth, or in the chat. Am I audible? Okay, good. I am audible. Good. Okay, so listening is critical. Listening is critical. You must choose to listen because your mind wanders. It's always so busy. So you must choose to not just to hear, but listen with the intent or intention to get results. So effective communication is one of the soft skills that is very important. Verbal, nonverbal, written, listening, presentation skills, they all help the individuals convey their ideas and thoughts clearly. Another um, soft skill I truly believe is necessary is teamwork because together everyone achieves more. Teamwork and collaboration, synergy. It's all about synergizing, working together as a team. The acronym for team stands for together, everyone achieves more. So you can't do it alone. No man is an island. No man stands alone. So teamwork and collaboration, skills like teamwork, adaptability, and conflict resolution enable individuals to work seamlessly with others towards a common goal. Teamwork, it's critical. We need to work together as a team. We all have different upbringings, different levels of education, different cultural backgrounds, different social backgrounds. However, when you get together in that organization, you must choose to work together as a team. And what makes it easier for you to work as a team is ability to effectively communicate with your teammates. Another important skill is problem solving and adaptability. How do we solve problems? You can use, you must learn problem solving techniques. Critical thinking, ability to, I don't even use boxes anymore. Oftentimes we say think outside the box. For me, it's think without any box, no more box, box free. Just think, explore. We don't use a quarter of our minds. We don't. Some of another school of thought says yes, we do. However, what the points I'm making is we do not push our mind, our brain. We need to push our brains because problem solving and adaptability is very important. It will help you to approach problems with a positive attitude to find innovative solutions, innovative, creative solutions, solutions that you don't even think exist. You know, when you use that word impossible, I'm sure a lot of us say, no, it's not impossible. It's I apostrophe M space possible. I'm possible. So it's not impossible, it's am possible. And you can only achieve that if you push your mind. Very, very important. So we've talked about effective communication, problem solving and adaptability, teamwork and collaboration, and then leadership and management. Leadership and manage, we're all leaders in our different spaces, and we're all managers because we all manage something every single day. So what do I mean by that? Soft skills like leadership, like motivation and time management. This will enable individuals to inspire and guide others towards achieving their goals. It's all about achieving your goals, goal oriented. How do I achieve my goals? Every day you must have a list of things you need to do, things you want to achieve, goals you need to meet, objectives. And I assure you that it's not every day that achieves all that. So in this situation, you must be able to decipher what is important, what is urgent, and then work towards that. Another one is customer service. Customer service, ability to deliver service consistently, effectively at all times, regardless of your policies and procedures. How do I deliver service? Customer service, service is what service is. So how do I deliver that service? You know, we always say in customer service, the customer is king. Yes, we say this a lot, but is the customer really king? How do you treat a king? A king wants, the king of Lagos wants to come to have dinner with Modesta, with Ore, with Ibrahim. How would you prepare? How would you prepare? You probably would paint your house or go and buy new crockery, a new set of tableware because the king is coming, because you want the king to have the best experience. So how do you treat your external customers, let alone your internal customers? So customer service, like empathy, is critical. Customer service and resolution for individuals to build strong relationships with customers and clients. Customer service, I can go on and on and on about how you deliver excellent service. Because you've also got to think about your policies. What kind of policies do you have? Because your policies and procedures is what will create the backbone of customer service. So are your policies and procedures external customer friendly, or are they just for the internal customers? They've got to be external customer friendly. We've got to talk about other soft skills like your personal growth. The only reason Carl Jung, the great philosopher, he said the mind needs information all the time. So how do you feed your mind? How do you support one another? How do you where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 months from now? How well are you growing? How are you growing? If you do grow at all. So personal growth is important. How do you add to yourself? Which online courses are you taking apart from what you're doing at work? Do you go to the gym? Okay, I shouldn't even talk about that because I'm very guilty. I go to the gym every year with my mouth. So I've got to begin to be intentional. So intentionality and being deliberate is important in personal growth. Soft skills like self-awareness, self-regulation, and these are part of emotional intelligence because emotional intelligence has 5 core areas: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, social skills. All these are important. Social skills, relatability, self self-awareness, continuous learning. You've got to continually learn. Continuous learning this will help individuals to identify areas for improvements and develop their skills further. You've got to develop your skills. These days, I apologize about that. Can you hear me now, Ruth? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. Sorry about
Welcome
that.
back.
A slight glitch, slight glitch.
Um,
Okay, I'm back. So we're talking about personal growth and development. It's important for you to grow. People die because they don't grow. Maybe not physical death, but your brain would die. You've got to be innovative. You've got to be creative. You've got to get online. A lot of courses are online. Udemy, Coursera, so many at the tips of your fingers. So use them. And some of these certification courses, they cost a dime. They don't cost much at all. You can have some for, I don't know, $10 or $20, or even if less than 20,000 naira. So let's be intentional about personal growth. And then your career advancement, which is the theme of this session, of this program that Creating has put together. Employability and career advancement. How employable are you? Be true to yourself. What's your personal hygiene like? What is your dress code like? These are things that really make a difference. When you want to go for that interview, how do you dress? You know, the cliche that says, or the saying that says, dress the way you want to be addressed. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's so true. Regardless of your points of view that it's okay, I'm me, I'm my own person, I'm an individual, I'm my own brand. But you can be your brand, but before you get to be your brand, there's a journey, it's a process. You've got to pay your dues too. People like Dangote, people like Tedola, people like Wale Soyinka, they've paid their dues, so they can wear anything because they have made their name. So on the journey to get there, please conform, dress well, look good, smell good, make sure you don't have mouth odor, invest in deodorants and antiperspirants because you've got to be employable. You've got to be employable. When you open your mouth, is it a pleasant smell or is it, okay, thank you very much, have a good day, thanks for coming, we'll get in touch with you. So employability is critical. Soft skills are highly valued by employers and are often a key factor in hiring and promotion decisions. Absolutely. Then you've got to be able to build strong relationships. Build strong relationships. How do you do that? Emotional intelligence comes into play. Be open-minded to make friends. It's important. I keep saying to people, you don't want to live life alone. We all need people. We all need each other. Some people will rub you the wrong way, absolutely. However, choose the ones that you flow with. It's very important. Building strong relationships, soft skills like interpersonal skills, which I said the ability to listen, soft skills like emotional intelligence, social skills, relatability, all this help the individuals to build strong relationships with colleagues, with clients, and with your customers. Another interesting soft skill I find very useful is conflict resolution. How do you resolve conflicts without it spiraling out of control? Because oftentimes when we disagree, what I always tell people is it's never take it personal. It's never personal. We always disagree about a situation and never about the person. Oftentimes we say things like, you've come again, you've started again. No, we've got to stay away from saying things like that, because what we're talking about is the situation and never the person. So let's talk about the issue and not about the person. It's very important in conflict resolution. Negotiation, and what is the focus of communication in the first place? The focus is to have a win-win conclusion. What is that? You walk away happy, I walk away happy. It's a negotiation. It's like a compromise. Does that make sense? You've got to understand that. Like negotiation, mediation, conflict resolution help individuals to manage conflicts and disagreements in a constructive manner. Constructive being the main word there, constructive manner. So never, ever, ever take it personally. Always know that we're talking about the discussion and never about Ruth, never about Dio, never about Modesta, never about David. It's always about the person, about the situation, not the person. Improve productivity. Excuse me. Soft skills like time management. Time management is key. Use your time wisely. We've all got 24 hours in a day. My late father, God bless his soul, used to say, if you haven't achieved anything by midday, the day is gone. When I was really young, I'll think, but we still have 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock and 3, 4, 5. The older I got, the more I started being an entrepreneur, the more I started working and doing my own business. I realized that, yes, time is definitely money and time is of the essence. What have you achieved before midday, especially on a Friday afternoon? Friday afternoon, by midday, a lot of people have already switched their mindset. They have a paradigm shift that, you know what, it's weekend already. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. And another thing we should get away from is, don't just think, thank God it's Friday. Why not thank God it's Monday? Oh, wow, Sunday evening, work tomorrow. Not just TGIF. And if you keep thinking TGIF on a Friday and then you think, oh my God, it's Monday morning, then maybe you should switch jobs. Maybe you should stop doing what you do. Because what you do, you should enjoy. It should be a passion. It should be fun. You must enjoy it. It's very, very important. So improve productivity. Soft skills like time management, how you prioritize. Prioritization is important. And organization helps individuals manage their workload more effectively and efficiently and achieve your goals. So those are just some of the soft skills that I would like to share. I would like to talk more about the communication, because I believe that communication is critical to everything we do. Everything you do in life has to do with communication. You've got to speak and you communicate to the level of your audience. You know, we say in customer service that know your customers. In communication, know your audience. Who are you speaking to? Will I go to the market, say Joshua Market, and say to the market seller, good afternoon, madam. Good afternoon, market seller. I would like 200 naira worth of Rodo and some alubosa and give me some tatache. They'll look at me as if there's a problem with this woman. This woman has a problem. I will communicate to the level of my audience. I'll say, madam, I beg 200 naira. If you jara now, put jara, madam. That's too expensive now. Do you understand? So who are you communicating with? Who are you communicating with? Know your audience. Know who you're communicating with. And I'd like the people on this platform, so just tell me, what is your understanding of communication? You can put it in the chat box. What is communication? Tell me. What is communication? I'd like some answers in the chat box, please. No matter what you say, your answer is correct. What is communication? Ruth, can everybody, Ruth, maybe you can tell me what communication is. Or unmute yourself and just tell me what communication is.
Today communication is like exchanging of information, like speaking to someone and receiving back information from someone.
Good, good. Receiving. So you have to receive information as well, correct? So it's a two-way thing. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Let's have David. What is communication, David? Unmute yourself and tell me what communication is.
My communication, as I said earlier, is exchanging of information by speaking or using other mediums to get in touch with the person you are communicating with, like yes, making contact with.
Excellent. Excellent. That's exactly what it is. So, in communication, do you believe we must have feedback in communication? David?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. If
Yes.
there's no
So
feedback, there can't be communication.
Exactly. Exactly. However, do we always have that experience anytime we communicate with people? Why I'm saying this is because with soft skills, you must be able to communicate well. When you communicate well to get results, then your service delivery will definitely be in line. It will align, it will work. Then your ability to lead and manage will definitely align as well. Then you'll be able to develop yourself and grow yourself. And your problem solving techniques will definitely improve because ability to communicate is key. If you don't communicate well, how can you work together in a team to get results? How can you synergize and collaborate with your team members if your communication skills are not on point? Communication skills is critical. Effective communication is very important. I cannot emphasize it enough. Once you have that, you'll be able to build strong relationships. How do you build relationships if you don't talk? How do you build strong relationships if you're not relatable? How are you relatable if you don't communicate? Everything boils down to the center, which is the communication. How do you improve your productivity if you can't communicate with the superior colleagues and your junior colleagues and your own peers? How will that happen? It will not happen. So soft skills they're very essential, especially for effective communication, especially for teamwork, especially for problem solving, for leadership, for customer service, for personal growth, for employability, building strong relationships, for conflict resolution, and for improved productivity. Soft skills. There's a lot more in soft skills that we can talk about. However, I wouldn't like to emphasize on too much on any particular one apart from the communication. So far, do we have any questions? Please feel free to ask me some questions before I move on. Feel free to ask any questions, please. Ruth, do you have any questions? Francesca, do you have any questions? Any questions? Okay, I have a question with regards to one of the titles of soft skills I have mentioned. Leadership. What is leadership? What is leadership? Anybody can answer, please. Okay. Somebody has just asked a question. Ruth, what do you do when the other person proves a little difficult in conflict resolution? What do you oftentimes do, Ruth, before I give my proffer a solution? What do you normally do? Unmute yourself, Ruth, and talk to me, please.
Most times when someone proves difficult, I mean, just, ignore the person and decide not to speak about the matter anymore. I don't know if that's okay or
You
I need
decide
to
not
do
to
it
speak about the matter
differently.
anymore.
Yeah, just ignore the whole issue.
What if it's a very important matter? Because the essence of communication is to have a win-win conclusion. So you both have to walk away feeling comfortable with the conversation. So if one person proves a little difficult in conflict resolution, what do? You just can't say, okay, that's the end of the conversation. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. So what can anybody else suggest? Adedayo, what do you suggest? Mr. Dayo. I like what David says. Leadership means influencing or guidance. Good, good. So David or Mr. Dayo, what do you do when the other person proves a little difficult in conflict resolution? I'd like some answers, please. David. Sorry? I can hardly hear you. Okay. Let's have somebody else. Okay. Nobody wants to share? Ruth, this is what I would suggest. Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now.
My suggestion is that if a person is like proving difficult in a conflict resolution, my advice is that, well, you let the person have the table for that moment. You use wisdom to apply whatever you're doing. And you also wait for the person to express, fine, the person might express his feelings and, well, my advice is you keep quiet, not to prove that you are on top or you are maybe foolish, but that's just one of the advices I can give. Keep quiet, listen to the person, and you make your move. Like you try to correct what you've done, and and if the person is also wrong on his side, you also tell the person what he or she has done, and both correct each other. I feel that's what I could say.
Thank you. Thank you. That's interesting. Thanks for sharing that. This is why it's important to know how to communicate. This is where it's important to understand how you use your voice. This is when it's important to know the tonality that you use in such a situation. In that particular context, the tone of voice you use must be very amicable. It must be comfortable. Because assertiveness is also important. Not aggressiveness, but assertiveness. So you stand your ground, but in a very pleasant manner. And the first thing you also let the person know is, okay, let's say it's Ruth and myself, Ruth and I. So what I would say is, Ruth, I really would appreciate if we have this conversation. First, I want you to understand that we're talking about the situation and it's never about you. I appreciate you as a person. You're a great colleague. You're very supportive. It's the situation that I don't agree with, not the person. The first thing you do is that, which makes the person feel comfortable immediately that, okay, it's not about me, it's about what we're talking about. It's important you do that. It's critical you do that. Does that make sense? That way, you've already made the person feel comfortable. And then you'll say, these are my views. And it's all about your own view. Your view is different from her view. My view is different from your view. So you must let people understand the fact that it is your view. So that's the first thing you need to do. It's always about the situation and never about the person. So my view is this. I'd appreciate it if you allow me to finish speaking, and then I'll be open-minded enough to receive what you want to say. That's how you resolve that. That's the way it's done. It's always worked for me. It's always worked for me. Does that make sense? Ruth, is this something you think you can do?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Yes, that way you've already let the person know that, look, I appreciate you. You're not patronizing them. You're not flattering them. You're just saying, you know what, Ruth, we need to have this conversation. Is it a good time? Also ask if it's a good time. Once it's a good time, I appreciate your person. You put a lot of work in this organization. You support me a lot. However, with regard to that situation when that customer came and then we couldn't proffer a solution, that is what I'd like us to talk about. I'd like to listen to your views and then I'd like you to hear my views. And I pray and I hope that we can have a resolve. I hope we can resolve this. Thank you so much. That's how you do it. It always
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
Never ignore the matter, Modesta. Never ignore the matter and move on. Never, ever, ever ignore the matter. It's not because if you ignore it, you'll always go back, and it never ends. So deal with it. So communication is critical. It's how you do it. It's not what you do. It's how you do the communication that gets you results. That's a very good question, Ruth. Thank you. Does anybody else have another question before I move on? Let's ask the questions. It's all about soft skills. You know, they say knowledge definitely gets you the job. You need to know what you're doing to pass the interview. Product knowledge is important. Soft skills is what will get you promoted. The people that have been promoted don't have two heads. They have relatability skills. They can relate to almost everybody in the organization, from the security man to the driver, to the person that makes the tea, to the cleaner, to the MD. They have excellent social skills and people skills. Number one, the ability to communicate is very good. Number two, these things are what gets you promoted. Be a team player, always pitching in. Somebody is at a crossroads. You tell them these are the signposts, which way, go this way, go that way. Those are the things that get you promoted. Those are the soft skills that you need to have. Don't undermine the fact that you need product knowledge. You must know what you're doing. You must know. However, other frills, the other added ons are the soft skills that you must have. In any industry, tech, AI, IT, vulcanizer, engineering, doctor, lawyer, teacher, everything is about communication. It's a requirement. So in a nutshell, develop yourself. Grow, grow, grow. Be intentional about your personal growth. Be intentional about being a team player. More than half of your life is spent at work, so you better enjoy it. Make sure that family, I know your organization, you're all a family anyway. I've touched and felt that. Your family, which is fantastic. And the truth is, nobody will work with any organization forever. Everybody moves on one day. So whilst you're there, give it your best. Make it your best time. Okay? And I always tell people, whatever you do to this organization is what people will do to your organization when you have your company. Okay? Good. A question from David. What do you advise someone who doesn't have many friends or communicates with many people? Be intentional. You must want to. Because at the end of the day, everybody's character, personality are different. Some are introverted. They just like to be on their own. They're comfortably enjoying their own company. I understand that. I totally understand that. However, in this world that we live in, you can't do life alone. You must make a conscious effort to try as hard as you possibly can to make friends. To make friends. And how do you make friends? Make yourself friendly. You've also got to be friendly to make friends. Are you approachable? Do you find it difficult to smile? You must have at least one trusted friend, one friend you can trust to say, oh boy, I need your help. I need you to help me. I want to make friends. And then observe the kind of people you want to be friends with before you zero in. But a lot of work has to come from you. What are your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing? If not, then pick up a hobby. Maybe you can decide to join a gym that is inexpensive, where you'll meet people. What kind of social clubs are there around your area? Because nobody can do life alone. We all need friends. We all need friends. We all need friends because there's power in numbers. At least have 3, 4 friends that you can fall back and they will catch you. Okay, David, I hope that answers your question. Okay,
Yes.
excellent, excellent. So to round up and to summarize all I've shared today about soft skills, it's all about communication. It's all about working together as a team and collaborating and synergizing, working together. It's all about being able to solve problems and being adaptable. It's about leadership. You're also a leader. It's all about leadership. How do you serve your customers? How do you serve yourself? Internal and external customers, and your internal customers of the organization too. How well do you work together as a team? How do you grow yourself personally? How employable are you? What are you thinking in 5 years? Where will I be? How do I advance my career? What are the tools I need to advance my career? Well, how do I resolve conflicts? How do I build strong relationships? That is very, very important. Emotional intelligence. Be intelligent with your emotions. Be intelligent with your emotions. Maturity is the ability to keep your emotions under. It's also to do with discipline. There are times you want to yell, don't. Go to the bathroom and yell, or go outside and yell. Okay? Emotional intelligence and improved productivity. So, to summarize, soft skills are essential for growth. Soft skills are what will get you promoted. Soft skills are really what we need in the workplace, in your personal life, and at work. It helps you in every area of your life. Ability to be able to smile, eye contact, your body language, your dress sense, so many things. Personal hygiene, good grooming, etiquette, table manners when you're eating in the canteen. Things like, do you talk with your mouth full? That'll repel somebody from wanting to be your friend. So it's a totality of so many different things, so many different things. So I hope I've been able to share some information on soft skills and how that will enhance your productivity at work, especially in these days of AI, robotics, cybersecurity, everything, because it's all about technology now. So thank you so much. And I'm open to answering any more questions. Okay, Ruth? Okay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you. No more questions? I hope I have been able to shed more light on the importance of soft skills.
There's another question someone is asking, since so it is often noticed that most tech personnel don't communicate well. Can you advise on how they can improve their communication skills?
Yeah, by training. Let's have a training session. That's how you can. Tech people don't, just like a lot of operations people, IT people, they don't, because they don't feel it's a need. They just get results because they're techies. You play with numbers, you have your computer, that's all you do. All the tech language that is not normal everyday language, because you get results. You're in the back office, you're not interfacing with customers, you're not seeing people day to day. However, that is not enough. You still leave the office, you still have a life outside of the office and outside of the tech industry. So communication is a 101 for everybody. The way we can improve that is by having a short communication skills training. And because there's so many nuggets that one can share. It will not be an intense communication skills training. It'll be a basic one, like the 8 points in communication, why you shouldn't assume or presume, how you rapport and mirror people, how you ask good questions, how you listen, the 4 ways people listen, things like that, which are just nuggets that you need to have. Okay? We can't share that on this platform because it's not a communication skills training. So it's something that we can share in 30 minutes that would help your communication, it would improve it, and it's also a mindset. You've got to be intentional. You've got to want to change your communication or improve your communication skills. And it's easy to do that with some of the techniques that I can share with you. Okay? I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't know if there are any other questions. I'm not sure. Well, for those on the call, if you have any questions, you could always reach out to us via social media, or if you have a contact person with us. Thank you, everybody, for joining the session. Thank you, ma'am, for honoring our invitation. It was very nice hearing from you today. And your session was very important. I myself would personally still go, because we streamed live on YouTube. So I would always refer back to that to refresh my memory on the things you've spoken about today. Thank you very much, Ma, once again. For those on the call, the training continues tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. The training continues tomorrow and same time. Sorry.
Thank you.